And we're starting week one on year three with your Toronto Mounties, formerly known as the Buffalo Bills. So we're gonna go through a quick off-season review. The team changed a lot. We no longer have Buckshank. We traded him. So this is our new quarterback. We only got one new quarterback. Jonathan Donnell. I think maybe he could be our quarterback of the future. What I'm going to do this year is I'm going to have him start against computers, and if the game looks kind of sketchy, we're going to put Winston back in. Um, we got rid of a lot of our running backs, and we picked up Saquon Barkley. But the thing about Saquon Barkley is he's out for the year. He tore his rotator cuff. Week 4 preseason. And oh, that was rough. Because the ball wasn't even going to him on the play, and he got hurt. Hold on 1 second. I just got a text from the. Okay. Sorry about that. It was actually a rather important text. Um. Okay then. Yeah, Saquon Barkley out for the out for the year. Torn rotator cuff play. He wasn't getting the ball. That's all right. I still got Henry for the power running game, and I still get Miller for the receiving back game. And if I need a fast back, Corey Grant's in there. Fullback's still the same. This is who we picked up in the Buckshank trade, Calvin Ridley. I mean, we also lost an offensive lineman and picked up another offensive lineman in that trade too. And what else did we lose? We lost a 4th round draft pick in that. Still got Richardson, the bane of my existence in the divisional round. Grant picked up Tajay Sharp, even though now we don't really need him. Um, picked up Sterling, the wide receiver, moved him to tight end, and he's pretty good at tight end. I mean, he's not going to be our big time blocker, but he's going to catch the ball from the tight end position. Picked up O'Shaughnessy, or as Key and Peele would say, O'Shawn Hennessy. Still have Noah Brown at tight end. His role is actually going to be greatly reduced, as we also have Breshad Perriman that I thought was going to be the number one tight end, but then we got Shepard, and things changed. But Perriman wasn't going to play as a wide receiver this year, so it made sense. And Perkins is still one of our blocking tight ends. Homer Simpson's one of the guys that we picked up. We actually picked up someone else in the draft that was about as good as Homer Simpson, and we got Homer Simpson in that trade for Buckshank. But Homer Simpson's pretty good. You know, he's a good pass protector. He was one of those guys that we edit the name early in the season, then I forget who's what overall, but I tell people that have funny names or cartoon character names that they're probably going to be good, so they get drafted pretty high. 78 pass protector, and in my scheme, that's the left tackle. Jeff Hooverman. He is my third blocking tight end. He's actually a tight end, but I moved him over to offensive line or offensive tackle because he's sometimes my if I do the fake field goal pass, he's my guy. Because he could block. Frank Ragnow, he is still an amazing guard. Rodney Harrison. Or Rodney Hudson. Sorry, my mind's on the Patriots right now. Picked him up in free agency. No, I picked him up in a trade, sorry. Picked him up in a trade for, I believe it was one of my outside linebackers. And he's going to be our center. Now, I don't think I have the center pulled too much, so that's not going to be, his speed's not going to be an issue there. But he is going to be able to block fairly well, and that's just great. Yeah, he's going to be a solid center of the offensive line. Eflin, the guy that was the center last year, I moved over to right guard because I didn't want Waller to start yet. Waller's still good, but he's not built for an agile pass blocking scheme. And my left guard, center, right guard, and right tackle are supposed to be agile blockers. He's not. Elfline is. He's quite good. He was a center last year. Most teams run to the right, so he's not likely to be the pull guard. It's likely going to be Ragnow, who's got some speed, who's got some legs. And our right tackle, Kool-Aid Man. I managed to get him pretty high on the draft. Managed to get a high draft pick because I traded. Oh, I think I traded Breida in that deal. No, was it the Breida trade or was that the Eckler trade? I forget. He was in one of those trades and I got him. Pittman's also pretty good. He moves pretty well for an offensive lineman. Now we're gonna hurry up on the defense. We got rid of Hightower and J.J. Watt. Yeah, that's how I got the high draft pick. I traded J.J. Watt. So our defensive line isn't as good this year, but my defensive line was kind of underproducing last year, unless I blitzed. And I seem to have got the same results while blitzing this year in the preseason. Sue Cravens is definitely going to be my left outside linebacker. It moved Dominic Rogers-Cromartie to outside linebacker as well. I got Reshad Jones back, playing him at middle linebacker with DJ Reed Jr. And Carlton Davis is now my starting right outside linebacker. Yes, I like playing safeties at linebacker. I got rid of one of my corners. I forget his name. He's pretty good. But I got Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman's one of my big offseason pickups. I got rid of Watkins at free safety. Move corner Robert Alford over. He got hurt. And Desir got hurt. So that sucks. Kicker, I went with Brown instead of jeez. Really good short-term memory. But I got rid of a whole bunch of well, I didn't get rid of a whole bunch, but I either stepped slightly down at some positions and upgraded at some and upgraded a lot of the offensive line. Alright, it's time to play the game. Let's go. And I didn't go over their roster, but nah, I should do that. Quick run down through the roster so I know what I'm going up against. Pretty sure they still have two wicked good receivers. Alright, they got Jimmy Garoppolo, Joe Mixon, Giovanni Bernard. A really good fullback. Two solid receivers. And tight end core. Holy shit. Alright. Stay away from their left tackle. Everything else in their offensive line, though, is beatable. Their D-line is about the same as ours. Ryan Shazier, prior without injuries, is pretty good. God bless that man. You don't ever want to see what happened to him happen to anyone. And that's coming from a Pats fan, yes. He's a good man. Corners are pretty good. And the safeties are pretty damn good. Alright, now it's time to play the game. Alright. Oh. That might have... Maybe I should have waited an hour before I played the game. I'm still tired.
everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to...
Okay, Coach, thank you.
Let's
We
go.
are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one between the Toronto Mounties and the London Monarchs.
Anyways, I decided to go with this
This
kicker.
will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
This kicker instead of the other kicker
To take over
because
for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And while he was at Eastern Illinois, he broke Tony Romo's school records for career passing yards and touchdowns before initially joining the league as the backup to Tom Brady as a second-round pick.
I should be doing it.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards.
Anyways, I went with this kicker that I got now because they get the same kick power, roughly the same kick accuracy. The other one was a little bit.
That's a great way to get started. First drive of the season. What a nice completion.
The other kicker was definitely a little more.
Action here on 1st down. The attempt on the dive.
I definitely better have awareness. Definitely had better awareness, but how does your kicker really need to be?
To his team before the game. Quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. The safety, Rashad Jones, brings him down.
All right.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
There you go.
Turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
It was filling up in the Super Bowl again this year.
Mixon with a first down carry.
Oh, I just
able
missed
to
him.
push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. And it's caught.
Ah, come on, Roby Coleman, you're faster than that.
Foster, a 14-yard touchdown. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
And we're going to try out the
They will
rookie.
be led out by a young man, probably with some butterflies here. A lot of anticipation making his first NFL start.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, He's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some
snacks.
I was just going to
say.
That's where I go.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
All right.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
He'll look to throw.
Ooh.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
Great play.
Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be back shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards.
I know you're a rat here. Hold on.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Yeah, at least they're being a rat.
Is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
For those vertically challenged quarterbacks, here's a time where they will tell you it's an advantage to be a little bit on the smaller side. Able to duck in behind their offensive line and stick the ball across the imaginary yellow line for a first down.
There we go. First career completed pass.
All the way down inside the 35. A very solid gain of 27. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. Funchess has it complete.
There you go.
Get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right?
You missed that guy that you're supposed to block.
And I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 4th-round guy, and many thought that's about where he would go, but I think he's got some upside, right?
He can come right in and be what they call a core special teams player, play on all 4 phases of it, and have a chance to work his way into the lineup. I think a year or 2 down the road, they could have a solid starter.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
Oh, damn.
But incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. They converted
I'm getting a touchdown with a quarterback.
But they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. Now back to throw. The quick slant caught.
There we go.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Devin Funchess from 10 yards out. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
Yeah, it hits the upright with the sky kick.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Garoppolo now. It's caught. Stills right side. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp.
Come on.
And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. And they rattle off a big one. 55 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
He's still moving.
So 1 quarter in the books here on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. 7-all is the score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfied.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it's London football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
We got 4. We got Black 80. What 80?
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he gets
come on, that guy again.
Touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And his guys are able to strike for 6. So they've had 2 drives, and he's had the 2 receiving touchdowns.
And how about a game plan where you decide to force feed or feature someone, and it works? First 2 drives, as you noted, end up in touchdown passes. I think they're going to keep going to them until the defense makes any kind of an adjustment.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
There's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And an alley to run.
Oh, I can't juke with this guy yet.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
But he was a little bit better than
Winston.
Winston.
9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, here's Miller.
And of course, Braxton Miller fumbles.
2 yards away from midfield at
What
the
the hell?
48-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Now Joe Mixon, and he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, here's Mixon. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
You know, it's a bunch of safeties out there, but come on.
A little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Black 80! 180!
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And Stills over the
Knock
middle.
that ball out of there.
And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Sit hot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Black 80! 180!
On first down, Garoppolo. And
There we
his
go.
throw's going to be incomplete. The
Finally,
tight end,
an incomplete
Cameron
pass.
Brate was the target. And it's 2nd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Here's a give to Mixon. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard
And my
line.
only right outside linebacker got hurt. Hopefully it's nothing serious because I think that guy's gonna be good.
Like 20!
Did he not miss this
Throwing
season?
is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And this
Love it, he
is
fell
gonna
down.
be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss up
Ruptured
40%
disc.
of their
All right.
throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And Suckup will put this one
Are
right
you
through.
kidding me?
But hang
Did you
on,
just
a
slide
flag
into the
is
kicker?
down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline
Personal
it and
foul.
take the point.
Roughing the kicker.
Oh,
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy
Automatic
the
first down.
conversation post because
Come
officials always tell you,
on.
I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So a special teams mistake on the field goal try leads to a new set of downs inside the red zone. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
D-line rest still important, so he's at 4 right there.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Cooper Kupp was his intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. That is caught.
Get him
at
down.
the
Get-
7-yard line.
Come on!
And he will take this one in.
Oh, it's so early, but that's so frustrating after the guy barely touches the kicker.
And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team.
Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted.
That's not my quarterback's fault. That's my fault.
By Kayvon Webster. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
I should have read that the computer's superhuman sometimes.
Of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
4 down. Alert. Like 20.
A handoff to Mixon.
And I
And
missed.
some room to maneuver. And he'll take it into the end zone.
Damn.
For a touchdown.
I haven't been handled this bad.
A
long
great
time.
effort there. 39 yards. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that's another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt, you need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That's
we
fielded
gotta
in the
score
end
this time.
zone. Dances by him. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This guy's read like a book.
In there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
And
it's some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in week 1. It's caught. Shepard.
There we go.
They work this well upfield across the 45. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. On the crossing route, complete. It's Shepard. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule and down in distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly.
There we go.
And it's caught. Touchdown.
That's Jakeem Grant being fast. Love it.
And his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert get to the half and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left.
If we do this right,
Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14.
if you force them to make a mistake,
out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And score again before
This
the
is
half.
fielded at the goal line. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try to add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change the...
And Foster
Fumble. There we go.
It's out. It's going the other way. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, and at the same time under control.
They're going to look to throw. Funches with a catch over the middle. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pick up there of 20 yards. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And put it
There we
on
go.
the board. It's 6, a touchdown. It's their quarterback.
I don't know how quickly he
Now
leaves the
with
pocket.
his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together,
Oh,
really bunch them up, and have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 180.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Finds an opening past the 40. And he'll take it to the 44-yard line.
Which is what I want them to do. Yet they're coming out in another running formation.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Three down. White 20. White 80.
Now Mixon.
And they run the ball again.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
All right.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
His throw
That's a good miss. That's a good miss,
He was
bro.
looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end, and that'll bring up second down.
And that's what
Considering that my intended receiver fell
there
down.
wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here.
Oh, pass interference. Yes.
Incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's
Pass
check in with our referee.
Defense.
Yeah,
So
I'm
the
going to take that.
contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover
He
these
caught
great
that if he didn't
receivers.
do
They have
that.
such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. The penalty flag had to come out.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 10 more there,
Just
and
a
another
shepherd
first
past
down.
the guy in the middle.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, there's dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he will
There we
take
go.
it in for the touchdown. Devin Funches, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And his guy's now just a
Play I was gonna
two-point
pick anyways,
conversion
can't
away
pick
from
suggestions.
tying
Great.
us up.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Have 3 touchdown passes.
There we go.
He looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides
Still
feel pretty
important
good
to
about what their
defensive
offenses are
linemen.
doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared
shit,
for
I got
maybe some
burned.
change-ups.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's able to get
I wasn't playing
way
deep
down
enough for that.
deep into enemy
I thought he was
territory.
going to post or
It's a
something.
big play there. And even 70 yards.
Ugh.
Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Dodgers get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
They'll give it to him up the middle. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
180! 180!
Garoppolo looks to throw.
Oof.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And it's 3rd and short.
This close to the goal line, you got to be very careful what the offense calls rub routes. When I call a pick trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
180!
Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal.
Ah.
Touchdown.
Top guys are killing me.
As his guys are
Nads.
in for 6. And his guys are going to take the lead.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even insult the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Now here's Suckup
No, my
out to
guys
kick
are
it
gonna score.
away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
When the safety knocks down Henry.
2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set
Henry,
of downs.
telling Henry to
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they'll go on the ground.
And Jakeem Grant was in there.
Territory just across midfield at the 49.
Right.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Looking to throw. And he will find his man on the outside.
There we go.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, a 22.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action?
He's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through
that safety, burn him.
someone to get rid of the football before he knew it. He was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Know where to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley.
There we go.
All the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game. This player,
quarterback getting hit next time, but
in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
All right, there we go.
He'll get it down to the 7.
That's enough yards.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Enough yards to
It's
do what I
tough
want
to
to
be
do
a
here.
defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. The quick slant caught.
There we go.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Sterling Shepard, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
We gotta go man against these guys, so let's see. Let's put some pressure on that quarterback.
Black 80! 180!
Throwing out first is Garoppolo. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Line of scrimmage. Again, the 25. 2nd and 10. Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And Brake has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down.
It took a while to get that guy down, huh?
To be the final play of this third quarter. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. What an opening weekend it's been already. Could the best finish be coming here on Sunday night? We'll find out as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Black 80! 180!
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Well, this is third season
tackle.
tackle.
This one just across midfield to the 49. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads. Bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Again, it's Mixon.
There we
and
go.
Maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight, but I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
Complete. He finds Brady. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Garoppolo, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Mixon, and he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop.
And they pushed it right.
Every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
That close to taking a 4th quarter lead, but the goalposts, they had other plans.
I thought it was on target. It looked good off his foot, but then doink, off the metal and out. And those are the kind of breaks that can definitely swing a ball game.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Shifts past him at the 45. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now back to throw.
Oh, shit.
And that is incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short.
Yeah, we're going to punt it.
They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Now Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
All right.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And he gets it to the 30.
That's a lot of yards, guys.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. The tackle credited to Jamal Agnew.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hey, white 20, black 80.
Now they run with Mixon. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Let's see if they pass.
2 straight 4-yard runs, and it is steadily working the ball downfield. To me, they're staying right on schedule. 1st down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up.
Come on, get him. Damn it.
A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the 1st. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Black 80! 180!
Mixon with it. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop, it was Dorrance Armstrong. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
Single, that's single on the slot.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Back to throw, Garoppolo.
Nice. There we go.
Incomplete. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
All right.
So out
Minute
now
37.
the offense back onto the field.
On 20.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field
with a rookie quarterback.
With the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Geno Atkins able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Oh, miss.
And that is incomplete.
No, I can't go for it here.
Stage of the game where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And now running right through him. Just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now back out comes the offense.
You know what they're doing.
They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in the tie game. What do they do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of...
Yes!
And this is going to be intercepted.
Richard Sherman, let's go.
Seahawk Richard Sherman. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Stills the intended target. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And a short gain down to about the 33. And credit the tackle to Taco Charlton with a stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll set up a throw.
Yeah, that's holding.
Buying time to his left. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Oh, come on. Worst time to hold.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset.
Oh, yeah.
He's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Go for the end zone now. No.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to go deep for Funchess. And this is going to be
didn't matter though. It was either incomplete or...
Webster. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the...
Mounties have won the toss. We're going to receive. We were down 21 at one point.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And now he'll tuck it and run. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now a first throw here in overtime.
Nope.
And an alley to run. The 20. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Big yardage there on the scramble.
I love this guy.
First down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
They'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's
complete. Game over. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see.
Love it.
Making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime. A little whipped cream on top.
Look at you. Tried to
Hell
make
yeah.
this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for our visitors, it was a game that could have gone either way, but they get the touchdown in overtime to secure the Week 1 victory. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they go down to defeat here in the...
All right. Well, that's Week 1. It's Week 1, starting a rookie quarterback. Apparently Saquon Barkley got better even though he's out for the year. Oh, damn. That was crazy shit. Holy shit. Alright. Well, we'll see you for Week 2. Hockey Gods might do playoffs without our captain later, but that will be probably Monday or Tuesday. Man. Crazy comeback. And Carlton Davis out 5 weeks. That sucks. Alright, I think we get enough injuries. Yeah. If we could weather the storm, that'd be nice. Alright, next game. Week 2 against the new guy in the league, Zach. I mean, he's not really that new. He's played in the league before, but new to YouTube. Alright, we'll see you again next time. Peace.